China's journey toward clean energy is nothing short of extraordinary. Over the past 2 decades, the nation has transformed itself from being the world's factory, powered largely by coal, to becoming a global leader in renewable energy and sustainable development. The scale, speed, and ambition of China's clean energy revolution have astounded observers worldwide. Today, China is not only the largest producer and consumer of renewable energy, but it is also setting global standards in green technology innovation, infrastructure deployment, and climate action. At a time when climate change looms as humanity's greatest challenge, China's commitment to transitioning toward clean energy is a story of vision, determination, and global leadership. Unlike many countries that merely talk about green reforms, China has decisively acted, reshaping its energy landscape with concrete policies, massive investments, and cutting-edge technologies. This is not only an environmental necessity, but also a strategic decision that enhances China's energy security, industrial competitiveness, and soft power influence worldwide. For decades, China's rapid industrial growth was heavily reliant on coal. In the early 2000s, its cities were often shrouded in thick smog, a symbol of the price paid for economic modernization. However, what makes China remarkable is how it recognized the environmental cost early on and decided to act. By the late 2000s, China had already begun a series of bold reforms aimed at decarbonizing its economy. Today, China leads the world in solar, wind, hydro, and electric mobility. It accounts for nearly 1/3 of global renewable energy capacity, and its investments in clean energy consistently outpace those of the US and Europe combined. According to the International Energy Agency, IEA, China is responsible for over 50% of global renewable energy growth in recent years. The speed of this transition is breathtaking. Entire solar farms larger than some cities have been built in deserts. Offshore wind projects have been deployed on an unprecedented scale, and hydroelectric giants like the Three Gorges Dam continue to provide carbon-free power to millions. This is no small feat. For a nation of over 1.4 billion people with an enormous industrial base, moving away from fossil fuels presents immense logistical and economic challenges. Yet China has demonstrated that with strong governance, long-term planning, and technological ambition, such a shift is achievable. If there is one sector where China's clean energy dominance is most visible, it is solar power. China is the undisputed global leader in solar manufacturing, installation, and innovation. The country produces over 80% of the world's solar panels, driving down costs and making solar energy affordable not only for China but for the entire globe. What once was an expensive niche technology is now the cheapest form of electricity in many parts of the world thanks largely to Chinese efficiency and scale. China's own domestic deployment of solar is equally impressive. The nation has built colossal solar farms in regions such as Xinjiang, Gansu, and Qinghai, where deserts and barren lands have been transformed into shimmering seas of photovoltaic panels. The Tengger Desert Solar Park, often called the Great Wall of Solar, spans over 43 square kilometers, generating enough clean electricity to power hundreds of thousands of homes. This relentless push has turned China into the world's first true solar civilization, where the sun powers industries, homes, and electric vehicles alike. Importantly, China's leadership in solar has created a global ripple effect. Developing countries can now leapfrog into renewable energy adoption without prohibitive costs, largely because of Chinese manufacturing and exports. Parallel to its solar boom, China has also become a titan in wind power. The nation is home to both the largest onshore wind farms and the fastest-growing offshore wind market on Earth, in Inner Mongolia and Xinjiang. Vast plains are dotted with thousands of towering turbines, spinning gracefully in unison to produce gigawatts of clean electricity. Offshore, China has rapidly surpassed even the most ambitious European countries. Its coastal regions, particularly Jiangsu and Guangdong, host enormous offshore wind farms that showcase not only engineering brilliance but also China's mastery of large-scale project execution. These developments serve dual purposes, reducing emissions and creating thousands of high-skilled green jobs. Moreover, China's wind technology is world-class. The nation's domestic turbine manufacturers, such as Goldwind and Mingyang Smart Energy, rank among the top globally. By advancing both scale and technology, China has positioned itself as a global exporter of wind solutions. Hydropower has long been a cornerstone of China's renewable strategy. With monumental projects like the Three Gorges Dam, China harnesses its abundant river systems to generate vast quantities of electricity without burning fossil fuels. This not only stabilizes the grid but also allows the integration of variable renewables such as solar and wind. China is also innovating in pumped storage hydropower, a technology critical for balancing renewable energy supply and demand. This ensures that intermittent solar and wind power can be stored and dispatched efficiently, further reducing dependence on coal or natural gas during peak demand periods. Beyond hydropower, China is also pioneering next-generation nuclear energy, including advanced reactors designed with enhanced safety and efficiency. Unlike Western nations where nuclear expansion is stalled by politics, China views nuclear energy as an essential pillar of its clean energy future. China's clean energy revolution is not confined to rural solar farms or coastal wind projects. It has permeated deep into its urban planning and infrastructure development. In the world's most populous nation, cities are at the heart of energy consumption and carbon emissions. Recognizing this, China has embarked on an unprecedented transformation of its urban environments into green, smart, and sustainable ecosystems, redefining what a modern metropolis should look like. China is pioneering eco-cities' entire urban areas built around principles of sustainability, energy efficiency, and minimal ecological footprint. Perhaps the most famous example is Tianjin Eco-City, a collaboration between China and Singapore. Once a polluted wasteland, Tianjin Eco-City now stands as a futuristic urban hub powered by renewable energy, equipped with smart waste management, water recycling, and abundant green spaces. But Tianjin is not alone. Cities like Keofadian and Sino-Singapore Guangzhou Knowledge City follow similar models, integrating energy-efficient housing, advanced public transit, and distributed renewable power grids. These eco-cities are not just symbolic projects. They serve as real-world laboratories, showcasing technologies and policies that can be replicated across China's vast urban landscape. At the core of China's urban sustainability is its investment in smart grid technology. Unlike traditional grids, smart grids dynamically manage electricity flows, integrating solar rooftops, wind turbines, and battery storage systems within cities. State Grid Corporation of China, one of the world's largest utilities, has spearheaded these upgrades, creating an urban energy network capable of real-time monitoring, automated demand response, and efficient load balancing. This technology ensures that renewables remain reliable even in densely populated megacities, reducing blackouts and optimizing energy use. By embracing digitalization, China's cities are becoming models of energy intelligence, where clean power flows seamlessly to homes, EV charging stations, and industries with minimal waste. China's urban sustainability strategy is not limited to energy, it also addresses climate resilience. The concept of sponge cities exemplifies this approach. Faced with increased flooding from climate change and rapid urbanization, China designed sponge cities to absorb, store, and reuse rainwater naturally, mitigating flood risks while replenishing aquifers. Cities like Wuhan and Chongqing have adopted permeable pavements, green rooftops, wetlands, and rain gardens, transforming concrete jungles into eco-friendly urban environments that work in harmony with nature. This integration of green infrastructure not only reduces flood damage but also creates cooler, cleaner, and more livable cities. China's dense megacities, once notorious for pollution, are now becoming home to bold architectural experiments that merge nature with urban design. One iconic example is the Nanjing Vertical Forest, a pair of skyscrapers covered in thousands of trees and plants that act as natural air purifiers. Such projects symbolize China's commitment to biophilic urbanism, where green walls, rooftop gardens, and urban forests play a central role in city planning. These initiatives not only reduce urban heat islands but also sequester carbon, improve air quality, and boost mental well-being for residents. China's clean energy efforts in cities extend beyond personal EVs. It has built the world's largest high-speed rail (HSR) network, spanning over 42,000 kilometers, connecting major urban hubs with electric, fast, and efficient trains that rival air travel in convenience and speed. Urban transit systems have also undergone electrification. Subways and light rail systems powered by clean energy now serve hundreds of millions daily, while bike-sharing programs and pedestrian-friendly urban redesigns reduce reliance on private cars. This integrated transport ecosystem represents a holistic approach to urban mobility, fast, affordable, and green. China has taken bold steps toward net-zero energy buildings, which generate as much energy as they consume. Policies now mandate green building standards, ensuring insulation, smart appliances, and renewable integration become the norm. Entire neighborhoods in Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen are now being constructed to meet zero-carbon criteria, effectively turning urban centers into power producers rather than consumers. Projects like the Qingdao Sino-German Eco-Park showcase advanced designs with passive cooling, solar facades, and smart automation systems that slash energy use dramatically. These urban experiments are setting new global benchmarks in energy-efficient construction. China's cities are increasingly embracing distributed generation, where power is produced locally rather than from distant coal plants. Rooftop solar panels blanket residential buildings and factories, transforming urban skylines into renewable energy hubs. In Shanghai's Lingang area, entire districts have been designed to integrate rooftop solar seamlessly, creating self-sustaining microgrids that reduce strain on the central grid while empowering communities with local clean energy. A striking feature of China's urban sustainability push is how it engages citizens. Educational campaigns encourage energy-saving habits, while smart meters and apps allow households to monitor their consumption and carbon footprint in real time. This widespread public participation creates a culture of environmental consciousness, reinforcing the government's top-down policies with bottom-up support from ordinary citizens. By reshaping its urban environments, China is offering the world a blueprint for sustainable megacities. From eco-cities to sponge city resilience, its innovations are now being studied and adopted globally. Developing nations facing rapid urbanization view China not only as a supplier of green technology but as a living example of scalable solutions. While many Western nations debate incremental reforms, China is demonstrating what is possible when ambition, planning, and execution align. Its green cities are not utopian experiments, they are real, functioning urban centers serving millions, proving that sustainability and modernity can coexist.